a maid to live here, someone to take care of your little girl. A strong and healthy settled-down woman who eats like a bird and doesn't care she gets no time off and will work real cheap.
Yes, if one exists. Ah, someday.
Why not today? I'm available. We, Miss Mary, I'm just right for you. You wouldn't have to pay no wages. Just let me come and do for you.
I couldn't do that. I'd have to pay you, and I can't now.
All rise. Judge Mabel Wilson presiding.
What kind of disrespect is this for my courtroom? Now, you were asked to rise. What I'm going to do is go back out and come back in. And if you all aren't standing, by the time I get back, each and every one of you will be held in contempt. I'm going out now, and just hold on a minute. I'll give you one more chance, that's all.
All rise.
Be seated.
Objection, Your Honor. Your call to order is prejudicial. Calling my client's short sight is very detrimental to our case, particularly coming from the judge.
I do see, but the trial of one short-sighted black woman versus Mammy Louise and Safrita May is the name of this play, is it not?
That's right, Your Honor.
We shall proceed. Counselors, I will hear your opening statements.
Ladies and gentlemen of the courtroom, you are our jury. You are about to embark on a very serious dialogue, a dialogue concerning images. Now I ask you, when you think chief executive of a corporation, does a black woman come to mind? When you think airline pilot, do you think black woman? And if you should need heart surgery, and I pray that you do not, do you say to yourself, I want a black woman? My point exactly. Black America is tired of the images that Mammy Louise and Safrita May represents. My client lives in shame and humiliation. This constant torture represses her dreams and her ability to communicate who she really is. My client is a black woman. A black woman who realized that in order to feel whole, she must love and find beauty within herself, but can hardly find such beauty because she has been taught throughout the history of these United States that no such beauty exists within a black woman. This black woman and countless others must constantly fight the insults and lack of respect that is forthcoming, not only from a white society, but from within her own community. The black woman is not held in high regards, as reflected by a society that despises her children and that deems her sexuality as whorish and that pays her the lowest salary for the same contributions. Ladies and gentlemen, I intend to prove that Mammy Louise and Safrita May did willfully conspire with the major chronicles of American history and the media to place her in disgrace. That they did create that big fat laughing hyena of a mammy and her hot-to-trot sign of a daughter to destroy my client's self-esteem and to discourage society from placing high regards on any other black woman. And if I do my job well, which I intend to do, the defendants will be barred from appearing and conspiring with any major TV network, whether it be a remake of Pinky or Vanity in Action Jackson.
My clients are not guilty of anything. True, Mammy Louise was a mammy and Sapphire May was a concubine. But did they willfully conspire? No. They were slaves. Very little did they do of their own free will, or was slavery just a little less treacherous than I've been led to believe. This trial is about images, negative images. There is no doubt that the black woman has been denigrated in American society. But who's responsible? My clients are victims. They no more created these images than they wrote the history books or produced the movies in which these images appear. And I intend to prove that these images are just illusions, caricatures, and misrepresentations of the real truth. A truth that the prosecution's client must search out for herself, even though America refuses to place it on celluloid.
The court calls its first witness, Miss Victoria Marie Dreyer.
Did you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I thought my hand was supposed to be on the Bible when I take the oath.
Could somebody give Miss Victoria Dreyer a Bible? Anybody have a Bible?
I have one. I carry it wherever I go. Do you want me to swear in while I'm up here?
Oh, if you'd be so kind.
Now just 1 minute, please. This is not the way you run a courtroom. She's a mammy. She's not supposed to deliver the oath. You see, this is why they say black people don't do anything right.
Now, Miss Victoria Marie Dreyer, might I remind you that this country is in a recession and this trial is on a very tight budget. We do not have a court stenographer, nor do we have a clerk. But what we do have are people who are willing and able to make a qualified judgment against the charges that you have brought up. And might I add, I do have a gavel. And if you don't take the oath immediately, you won't be a short-sided black woman. You'll be a no-sided black woman. Do I make myself clear?
Why, never.
Neither did I, baby. Let's get on. Do you swear to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Be seated. Thank you, Mammy Louise.
My pleasure.
State your name and occupation, please.
My name is Victoria Marie Dreyer, and I work for Ace Productions.
What is Ace Productions?
It's a production facility that transfers and edits film to videotape for release to cable in the U.S., Canada, parts of Europe, and South Africa.
And how many people are employed in this facility?
165.
How does that break down according to, sex and race?
147 are white males, 9 are white females, there are 4 Latino males, 3 black males, and 1 male Asian. I believe he's Japanese.
How many black females?
You're looking at her.
How does it feel being the only black female?
Well, sometimes it's really lonely. You can't really be completely yourself. And I feel like I have to be on. But generally, I'm used to being around whites, particularly white men. I studied engineering in college.
Would the defense refrain from
Anyway, as time went on, I realized that even though I was used to being around whites, then they weren't used to being around me. So I became even more lonely and more isolated. And then I got depressed. And then I had these crying spells. But I started thinking about all the money I was making and started to feel a little bit better. Generally, things are okay, although crises do occur.
Mrs. Dreyer, you didn't actually say what you do for Ace Productions.
Well, it's a little hard to say. You see, I've been in an executive trainee program for 5 years.
5 years? Why so long?
I haven't been placed.
Has others been placed?
Oh, machinery at Ace Productions, videotape machines, my job would be to carefully monitor micro-miniature assemblies, electromechanical instruments, magnetic tape heads, servo mechanisms, timing devices, rotating instruments, optics, etc.
What would you be monitoring these instruments for?
Dust.
So you, in effect, would actually be director of dust control?
On micro-miniature assemblies and electromechanical instruments. Yes, that would be correct. I mean, my actual title would be Director of Hazardous Waste and Tiny Invasive Particles. But it does break down to dust control and working with cleaning chemicals that are known carcinogens.
And you wanted this job?
Badly.
Why?
A salary cap of $80,000, an expense account, profit sharing, bonuses. Why not?
No health plan?
Oh, excellent health plan.
Because you'll need that.
Yes.
So, Miss Dreyer, after the rumor of your promotion, what happened?
Well, a few weeks before the promotion was to be finalized, I was invited to the super boss's house for a little cookout. Everyone was very nice. I felt a part of the team. And after we had all eaten, we sat down to watch a movie on the super boss's new widescreen. With the digital effects system attached, it offered paint compositing, special effects, and non-linear editing with the motion stabilization, corner tacking, and automatic alpha channel generation.
What was the movie?
No Diamonds for Sapphire. It was a Utopia Productions musical about a good mammy and her daughter.
Mrs. Dreyer, for the courts, please, could you describe the mammy character?
Sure. She was an overweight, hearty-laughing, good-natured, loyal, self-sacrificing, sexless, and a superstitious woman who could cook and had the answer to everybody's problems. Just like her.
Your Honor, could you let the court's records reflect that the witness is referring to Mrs. Mary Louise? In your description, you use such adjectives as loyal, self-sacrificing. I mean, it would seem to me that this would be a very positive role model. I mean, wouldn't we all want to have such a wonderful creature around as Mary?
Excuse me?
Could you just explain to the courts, please, what could be the harm in such a wonderful woman as Mary?
First of all, she was a slave. Secondly, she enjoyed being a slave. And last but not least, she loved her master more than life itself. That is the image, and that is what I despise.
And her daughter, figuratively speaking, could you describe Sapphire, please?
Well, she was sexy and evil. She never did any work because she was the master's mistress. So she slept late every morning, making fun of the other slaves as they went off to the fields. And when she finally did get up, she strolled the plantation half naked, clothes falling off of her, sucking on apples, swaying her hips, her breast, jiggling and wiggling, enticing every man on the plantation.
That's what I was like, all right. I can testify to that.
Excuse me, Miss May, this is a courtroom, not the church on Plainfield. If you're going to testify, then you'll be called to the witness stand. Now, consider yourself warned.
Miss Dreyer,
Where was I?
you were describing Sapphire's rejection of the male slaves.
Yes. Now, Sapphire didn't want anything black. She wanted her men white. And everybody wanted Sapphire. Of course she was a gorgeous woman. The producers cast the most beautiful black woman they could find and put her in that trashy role. Now, what does that say about attractive black women? Anyway, I can't recall the name of the actress who consented to play her, but she was nominated for an Emmy for a role she played as a prostitute in another movie called
Your Honor, we are really getting off track here.
Miss Dreyer, just tell the story, please.
Okay. Now, Sapphire fell in love with the master, which was really unbelievable, since he hung her brother and sold off all her little sisters. But Sapphire just had to have him, and she shamelessly went after him until she got him. She made him do something with her behind the barn, and it was all over. I mean, he was gone, girl. a leave of his senses and gave Sapphire his wife's diamond brooch. Her favorite diamond brooch. You don't do that. That brooch was an heirloom. It belonged to his wife's great-great-great-grandmother, supposedly dating back to one of the queens in Europe. And he gave it to Sapphire. Now, Sapphire was stupid. Instead of hiding the brooch, she pins it right between those jiggling and wiggling breasts of hers and proceeds to stroll the plantation. It made a very beautiful day. The master's wife thought she'd take a little stroll too with one of her girlfriends. They had their little parasols to keep the sun off. The sun was bright, so bright that when it hit the brooch, the diamonds gleamed and gleamed and became a homing device for the mistress. And she locked in on that brooch. When she saw Sapphire, she stopped dead in her tracks. Sapphire knew it was showtime at the old corral. She walked up to the mistress and said, "These diamonds, these mine now." The mistress took her parasol and beat Sapphire black and blue because the mistress thought Sapphire had stolen the brooch. But here comes the master yelling, "I gave her the diamonds. I forbid you to beat her. I love her. I love Sapphire." Whatever Sapphire did to the master behind the barn, it was working. 2 days later, the master mysteriously drowned in the river near their plantation. A few days after that, the mistress had Sapphire burned, alive. Time and the place of the burning was put in the newspaper. It was an invitation to the entire public. They came and brought picnic lunches and everything. There was a whole lot of singing and dancing on the plantation that day. And the one who sang and danced the loudest was Mary.
How did this affect your coworkers?
Objection, the question calls for a conclusion from the witness.
I'll rephrase. Could you explain what transpired after the transfer of the movie?
Everybody at work started acting strangely. They treated me as if I were Mary and Sapphire all rolled up in one.
Objection again, calls for a conclusion.
Could you just tell us what happened, please?
Somebody brought to work a cubic zirconium diamond, and the guys started teasing me with it. Then somebody touched my backside when I leaned over at the water fountain. So I cursed them all out. Yeah, I did it. The boss overheard me, called me into his office, and said he didn't understand the recent change in my attitude. That I was a bit touchy, and that if I didn't shape up, I could just find myself another job.
Thank you. No further questions.
I'll redress it at a later time.
You may sit down, Ms. Ryder.
The court calls Miss Safrita May.
Do you have a problem with me administering the oath?
No, but I do have a problem with being on trial.
Well, I'm so sorry, Miss May, but that's the case here, no pun intended. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I've got nothing to lose.
Your answer, yes or no?
I reckon.
Yes or no?
Yes.
Be seated.
your master?
No, I wouldn't go so far to call it love making.
Safrina May, isn't it true that you are highly sexed,
No.
animalistic,
No.
a loose inborn woman who not only threw herself on white men to make her servitude less virile because she simply could not control her nature?
Objection. The prosecution is not only grabbing my client, but is making statements whose conclusion has not yet been drawn.
Objection sustained.
She don't bother me none. Where you get those ridiculous notions from? The pen scribble of some southern white belle pining away because her husband's chasing after a slave girl.
I'll ask the question, Safrina.
Come to think of it, I prefer you to call me Miss May.
Safrina May, isn't it true that your only duties was to the attendance of your master, Mr. Wendell Pritchard?
Like that was enough.
I have a letter.
So
Written by Mrs. Wendell Pritchard. She writes, she was lazy and wanted only to end her God-ordained servitude. He had cut out most of her duties. The only duties that remained were those in which she was indebted to his care. She cooked for him, she cleaned his clothes, she sewed for him, and she bathed him. It was the bathing that I most objected to. Mrs. Jeremiah Pritchard was Mr. Pritchard's wife, was she not?
she was an evil and conniving little witch of a woman with snake eyes and a lying tongue. But she was his wife.
I grew jealous of his needs for her. She had all but taken my place as his wife. I had ordered her to sleep outside our bedroom door. He grew sullen, then angry, forbidding me to give her any orders at all. One night, I followed him and her. I watched him watching her as she drew his bath. His desire filled the night, suffocating with his vile betrayal. She bathed him naked. They became one shadow, one body, writhing in demonic pleasure. I returned to my bed and lay only with the unbearable shame I carried, a shame my husband could not carry for himself. He had been deceived, beguiled by this beast of a creature, and brought lower in the depths of hell. For not even there could such a union be tolerated. Whew. You were that beguiler, weren't you, Miss May?
No.
But you were to him.
Yes.
So?
So that letter is one big lie. It's not the way she told it or the way that you're trying to make it.
And just how was it, Miss May?
He forced me.
I have another letter.
not enjoy the advances of your master?
No, never.
Did you ever willfully entice your master?
Answer the question, Ms. May. Speak up, Ms. May. Your attorney didn't hear you.
Yes! No further question.
You may step down. Yes. I agree. But in light of Miss May's testimony, there seems to be a credibility problem with your client. But I don't see any reason why we can't continue with this case.
Well, of course I want to continue, but I'd like to have a little more time. I have to prepare a different line of defense in her case.
Maybe I can give some help to you. I am prepared to offer you a deal.
A deal? I'm not interested in a deal.
Well, do you have some good reason why Miss May would admit to voluntarily doing all the things she's accused of?
Well, I have my theories. All right, I'm listening.
Okay, here it goes. Your client pleads guilty. And I won't push for a complete exoneration from the media. They cannot have it appear on any of the major TV networks, nor be distributed by any of the major film distribution companies, but they can appear on independent television, small budget movies, or of course, stay as they are in books.
You can't be serious.
Oh, I am very serious. Now, you must understand that when they do appear, there will be no eye rolling, no hands on hips, no teeth sucking, and no syncopated arm twist ended in a half-deep snap.
I'm not interested.
I'm not finished. Now, there will be no hey girl, show you right. And you know how some of those women walk around with their hands hanging there? Well, that will just have to go.
If you think for one moment I'm going to give serious consideration to that proposal, then girl, you are out of your mind.
I don't think so.
I don't care what you think.
Well, I think that we ought to continue with this trial.
The court calls Leroy Johnson to the stand. Leroy Johnson to the stand.
That's Leroy. The accents on the last syllable, the O is almost silent. Leroy.
Leroy, could you tell us how you came to be involved with the studio?
I'm a graduate.
That's it.
Well, see, I typically take phone calls. I do much. Excuse me. Hello? Yeah. Oh, yes, I got it. He wasn't available. Well, I'll check on this for another director, but I'm in court. All right. Peace. Now, you were saying?
I was saying, give me the phone, Leroy.
I'd rather give you my arm.
The phone.
Wasn't the studio actively seeking black applicants?
Qualified applicants.
Qualified black applicants.
Right. Qualified black applicants.
Why?
Because they didn't have it.
Why?
I take the fifth.
You plead the fifth on this question?
These people hold grudges. They get copies of court documents. They're better than the CIA. I don't want to make any accusations.
So you were the first black executive with Utopia Productions?
Yes. Yes, I had a few college contacts, and I was fortunate enough to parlay those into the executive position in movie development with the studio that distributed the film.
Very smart.
Well, I know what I want to go after.
What were your duties with the studio?
To find projects to make into films.
Did you ever find projects?
Yes, many.
Were they made into movies?
No. Why not? I don't know.
You're a Harvard graduate and you can't figure it out?
Well, my projects were too ethnic, and at that time, urban films were not acceptable.
What were your duties in regard to the movie in question?
Oh, well, there wasn't much for me to do.
You're an executive and there wasn't much for you to do.
Well, I was utilized in a consultancy position throughout the development process.
So you were asked your opinion?
I was occasionally asked to sit in on meetings regarding the project, and I was occasionally asked my opinion, yes.
And your opinion was?
That it was a commercially viable project,
That was always your answer?
for the most part.
All the time?
Yes.
Even if they asked you what you wanted for lunch, that was your answer?
All right, counselor.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm my own man. See, I've got a corner office, 2 windows.
Did you ever get uncomfortable at any time with some of the images portrayed in the film?
Yes, I did.
Did you speak to anyone about it?
Yes.
Who?
Several people at the office.
Who?
Speak up, Mr. Johnson.
I said the security guard.
What about your boss?
I know what you're getting at. See, you've got to understand how the game is played. This was all a calculated strategy on my part. I was simply biding my time, picking my fight until I had the opportunity to make films the way that I want.
I'm wondering if by that time you have anything to say, but
Yes, sir.
I resent that, counselor. Utopia Productions is very powerful in Hollywood. I didn't want to risk the opportunity of working with them in the future. Besides, they're a well-oiled machine, and you know once people get used to running things a certain way, they're not about to change.
well, if that were true, Leroy,
Leroy.
if that were true, we'd still be sitting on the back of the bus.
Yes. But you've got to admit, we'd still be where we're going.
Your quest for dignity overwhelms me.
Look, you might not understand this because you're a lawyer. You get paid to argue, but that's not what I'm paid to do. And if you want to stay in a corporate environment for any length of time, be you black or white, you better find out just what they want you to do and do just that.
And what did they want from you?
Support.
Meaning if we got this black person to go along with this, then everything is fine, right?
Look, I'm a company man, which means I'm only interested in the bottom line. If you can show me how those images affect that, then maybe I'll speak up.
I see. Well, here we all sit in court. A suit in progress. A suit that can be very costly.
Yes. But Ms. Dreyer is not suing the studio, is she?
No, she isn't. I wonder why that is.
Your Honor, there's only one suit in progress, and that's against the defendants. Could we move on, please?
Please move on, counselor.
Well, Leroy, here you sit, a corporate man, living by the bottom line. How does it feel?
It feels employed.
True. We can all appreciate the bottom line, but man doesn't live by bottom lines alone. I think it was Gandhi who said that violence springs from 7 root causes. Wealth without worth, pleasure without conscience, knowledge without character, commerce without morality, science without humanity, worship without sacrifice, and politics without principle.
Yes, so
These are not just pretty words, but they're principles to live by. So definitely the speak up besides the bottom line?
And what might that be?
You owe it to your people, to the rest of humanity, and most importantly, you owe it to yourself. Effective or not, a man who wants to walk the world as a man needs to find a way to exercise his voice.
Well, maybe I just don't want to sing the songs that you want me to sing. What's your name?
It's so.
Well, Zora, I'm part of a studio, not a civil rights record. This might sound kind of callous to you, and I'm paraphrasing my daddy now. Boy, he used to tell me, you don't owe anybody anything, and don't let anybody tell you any different. And it's true, because I did the work. All the high school folks were partying, I was studying. All the college folks were partying, I was studying. And I made it through several Ivy League schools because I did the work. I prepared myself to be exactly where I am right now. And I don't owe anybody for that.
How old are you, Mr. Johnson?
Leroy. 30. Just turned.
30. There weren't many black executives in the industry 30 years ago.
You know, there aren't that many now.
A black film and television executive. That's something new. We've had doctors and lawyers and ministers for a while, but television and film executives, that's something new. So I know it's a struggle.
Yeah. Well, sometimes I don't know who I am.
Yeah, well, that may be the problem.
Oh, here we go. You're about to tell me to get out my Black History book, huh? Well, Black history is only useful if you want to teach Black history.
History is history. Black history is world history.
Okay, look. I don't want to put on a grass skirt and carry a spear around, if that's what you get, all right?
Your ancestors did more than carry spears. They built civilization. In 1 million BC, there's evidence of African toolmakers pre-Stone Age. In 10,000 BC, the first calendar by African astronomers. In 4100 BC, the Isis and Horus story. First, Madonna and Child, Immaculate Conception, Virgin Birth. In 2800 BC, the first stone pyramid built under Imhotep, the first physician. In 100 BC, the Egyptian empire was dwindling. The African gold trade of Ghana was flourishing, and the Yorubas were being run out of Egypt. In 600, the Angolan empire was flourishing. The Arab, Muslim, African slave trade began with the rallying cry, Islam or death. In 1300, the great King Mansa Musa broke the gold standards by giving gifts while traveling. But more important than all of these accomplishments is the fact that your ancestors were God-centered. And even among that God-centered, grass-skirt-wearing ancestors, there existed a great love for the earth and respect for it.
Your Honor, what does African have to do with this trial?
Counselor.
Every day the world deals with a false perception of the African American based totally on the effects of slavery and misinformation of the African contribution. Slavery actually was the shortest part of our history. Maybe if Mr. Johnson had a great love and respect for his own humanity, he may feel the urge to bear witness to it. Everybody needs black heroes. Whites need them just as badly as blacks do, so that they may challenge their own stereotypes and ignorance, so that their lives may take on a more deeper, beautiful meaning beyond race consciousness. That liberating truth should be the job of America's storytellers. You could be invaluable in that regard.
You have got to be kidding. This is no David against Goliath production, and I'm no herder in the damn Olympics. And why? Why me?
You're part of the struggle. You were chosen. You were placed.
I'll place myself here.
30 years old. The civil rights struggle was in full swing by the time you were born, so I guess you don't remember it.
I'm seeing pictures of it.
Well, I was there. And one of the demands was to have representation on any level that affects us. Film and television affects us. Well, we got it. Because here you sit, a black studio executive, believing in his or her own merit. Well, you're wrong to do that, Mr. Johnson. Because you didn't become an executive because you graduated from Harvard or Yale. You became an executive because somebody sent in, somebody marched, somebody We loud talking heads that wear dashikis for Zulu Bulu. And made for reality. You owe Mr. Johnson. You owe the further question.
Well, you might want to step down, Mr. Johnson.
You want to get me fired, don't you? Oh, you tic-tac clock went fool. Just don't understand how the game is played. What is it you think I can do, huh? Tell me, what do you think I can do?
Would you step down, please, Mr. Johnson?
How am I supposed to get anywhere carrying the weight of the entire race on my shoulders? I have to make a living. I have to make a living. You get out of this courtroom.
Get your money back for that jacket, too.
I'd like to call Miss Dwyer to the stand.
Remember you're under oath.
Miss Dwyer, do you watch a lot of movies on slavery?
Are you kidding?
Have you ever done any research on slavery?
For what purpose?
Have you ever done a genealogical chart on your family, tracing it back to slavery?
No, but I doubt that my heritage goes back to slavery. You see, I'm certain that my family traces back to those African Americans who were free during slavery, and of course to the Native American.
Kind of making up your own history to suit your perception.
Objection.
Overruled.
So your infinite wisdom regarding slavery is pretty much limited to what you have seen in such movies as No Diamonds for Sapphire.
Basically, yes.
And in that limited knowledge of slavery, you are sure that you have seen my clients in the movie.
Yes, or someone like them. Everyone in this courtroom has seen those women in a slavery movie. Yes, I am quite certain.
Are you always so certain?
Some things, yes.
Things like what?
Like what I see. I'm certain that what I see is what it is.
What do you see in this photo?
Well, it's an embarrassing photo of a pickaninny with a white woman, probably an advertisement for Benetton.
Are you sure it's a pickaninny with a white woman?
Certain.
You're wrong, Miss Dwyer. This is not a pickaninny with a white woman, it's a pickaninny with a black woman. A mulatto. One who passed for white for many years.
Your Honor, what difference does it make who the woman is in the picture with the little pickaninny?
It makes a great deal of difference. Her secret made her a good cover for the runaway slaves along the Underground Railroad. Had her true heritage been known, had she been perceived as a black woman, her life and the lives of many slaves would have been different.
Wonderful, counselor. What's the point?
The point is knowledge changes perception. As it stands now, my clients are viewed as nothing more than historical delinquents. But I say, whose view are we accepting? Through whose eyes are we viewing?
Defense is grandstanding.
You've given your opening statement. Would you proceed with your line of questioning?
Miss Dwyer, is it Miss or Mrs.?
It's Miss.
Miss Dwyer, do you have a boyfriend?
Objection, Your Honor. Why is the defense consistently trying to delve into the personal life of my client?
I truly feel that Miss Dwyer's personal life has a decided impact on this case.
Well, I'm sorry. I don't see the relevance in Mrs. Dwyer's personal life.
Your Honor, the prosecution brought up her client's personal life in her opening statement. Why can't I follow my line of questioning?
Objection overruled. The witness is instructed to answer the question.
Oh, what is the doggone question?
Do you have a boyfriend? Yes. Is he black or white?
Objection, Your Honor.
Counselor, I myself fail to see this line of questioning.
Your Honor, I'm not suggesting any flaw in character as it relates to whether Miss Dwyer chooses white or black for a boyfriend. But what I do hope to reveal is a pattern.
Objection overruled. The witness will answer the question.
He's white.
Do you prefer white men to black men?
No, I love black men. My ex-husband is black. But do you know what that man told me? He said he was tired of sleeping with a woman whose hair was sticking up all over her head when she woke up. He said he wanted a woman whose hair looked as good as she did when she went to sleep. So he left me for a light-skinned black woman with good hair. You know, she wasn't even as pretty as me, but she had hair. You know, the kind that just cascades down her back. That's what broke up our marriage. Hair. It was the illusion of beauty he was so taken with. Open his nose so wide you could drive a Mack truck through it.
Thank you for that description of your ex-husband's white nostrils. Ms. Dwyer, describe your background.
Objection, Your Honor. It is obvious that the defense is treating my client as if she were on trial.
Counselors, approach the bench, please.
Now, I have seen too many cases come to this courtroom where the alleged victim becomes the accused, and I won't stand for it. Now, is there some reasoning behind this line of questioning?
Well, I feel in view of the enormous amount of negative images and stereotypes throughout all kinds of media today, that Ms. Dwyer should become wise to the world and begin to show some of that responsibility to herself. One cannot expect or allow anyone outside herself to define one. Whether Ms. Dwyer understands that will become evident in the way she was brought up and the choices she made as an adult. Her environment, past and present, is relative to this case.
I also mentioned to Your Honor in my opening statement that there may be others in Mrs. Dwyer's environment that are influenced by these negative images that the defense represents. So therefore, the defense can only confirm how insidious these images are.
If that's the case, then the prosecution shouldn't mind me continuing now, should she?
Objection overruled. Proceed, counsel.
Well, it's been so long, I've forgotten the question. Could you repeat it, please?
Describe your background.
You won't find anything in my background that will exonerate those two imbeciles.
We'll let the court decide. Answer the question.
I'm an only child. I grew up in a very nice neighborhood, big, sprawling homes, lots of kids to play with. I sang in the church choir. I was a straight-A student in high school, and I received a 4-year scholarship to study engineering at the University of California, Los Angeles. In other words, UCLA. I dropped out after I got married my second year, on request from my husband. He needed me. Now, did you find anything?
Who is J.A. Rogers?
I don't know.
Lerone Bennett Jr.
Again, I don't know.
Ivan Van Serton? Marcus Gardner? W.E.B. Du Bois?
Who are they? Rap groups? I mean, should I know these people?
What is the Glory, the Caroline, the Charles, the Adelaide, the Boa Morte, the Elise, the Diamond, the Lord Harry, the New Tyree, the Cabinda?
I don't know. What are they?
Slave ships. I'm going to call out a few more names. Stop me if you know any of them. Tony Kate Montgomery, Gwendolyn Brooks, Margaret Walker, Zora Neale Hurston, Sonia Sanchez, Cornel West, Wole Soyinka, Achinua Achebe, Ishmael Reed, Langston Hughes, Lorraine's Hansberry. You didn't stop me.
And why should I? I don't recognize them. Should I recognize these people?
Yes, yes, you should indeed. Because if you are truly trying to redefine and love yourself, as the prosecution stated in their opening statement, then it wouldn't hurt consulting historians and writers of African descent, whose work endeavor to help you do just that.
Look, I do know of Maya Angelou, and I do know of Toni Morrison, Terry McMillan, and Alice Walker. You didn't mention them.
And you've read Miss Angelou, Miss Morrison, Miss Walker?
Well, no, I haven't read them. I just heard about them.
Do you read at all?
Yes, I read from the bestseller list.
Well, they have been on that list.
Look, I tried reading Terry McMillan's Waiting to Exhale. Those women curse too much. And I did read a few pages of Toni Morrison's Beloved, and I gotta tell you, I couldn't understand it. I also flipped through Maya Angelou's inaugural poem, and I gotta tell you, I couldn't understand it. I mean, who are these people writing for? I mean, not me. And Alice Walker's Colored Purple?
Color purple, not color, color.
Whatever. I didn't read it. I saw the movie, and I didn't particularly care for that. I mean, I guess it's the subject matter. What they write about, I mean, it just doesn't interest me.
They usually write about black people. That doesn't interest you?
What I mean is most black writers write about poor black people and the past. I don't want to read about poor black people and the past. And I don't want to read writers who write about the godly simplicity of the ruled backwards Negro. Or writers who try to turn poverty into some kind of sainthood. Always emphasizing the integrity of the struggling ghetto black. Somebody's always got to be struggling. And then those writers who go on and on about the higher intelligence of the African. If he were so intelligent, he'd have been smart enough to keep the white man out of Africa. Not to mention writers who try to rescue buffoons who can't even speak correct English from society's condemnation. Let's not talk about slavery, no. Why is everyone always trying to find something noble in such a disgraceful condition? No. I want to be as far away from that part of history as I possibly can. And from those women. Because I hate them too. I hate everything they represent.
And yourself. Isn't that correct?
No.
You hate yourself. Tell the court, Miss Dwyer, it's never this case about one confused black woman's self-hatred.
Objection, Your Honor. The defense is badgering the witness.
Sustained. Counselor, if you'd like to ask a question, then do so. Do not badger the witness.
Isn't it true, Miss Dwyer, that you have confused the image with the real thing? And that the negative perception has been so thoroughly internalized that you are crippled with an hopeless case of self-hatred and
Objection, Your Honor. You were told not to badger.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. Miss Dwyer, do you hate yourself?
Hate is a very strong word. And even if I did have symptoms of this disease you suggest, is it my fault? I'm only doing as I was told, believing as I was taught. Is that my fault?
Your Honor, the defense is assuming that my client answered yes to hate herself, and she did not. She never said yes. And I might add, why, it just seems to me that just a moment ago, she was merely stating that she would prefer to read more contemporary stories about black lives.
Point well taken. But the lack of familiarity with black literature from both you and your client is prominent. So you see such writings and stories do exist. I feel that it has been well documented and confirmed by leading psychologists that in the quest for self-love, one must know who one has been to understand who one is today. I have no further questions for this witness.
You may step down. You may step down.
I don't like this courtroom. I don't like this trial. You need to watch some old episodes of LA Law. They don't ask Afrocentric questions on LA Law. You people just don't get it. Obstacle after obstacle, I've leaped over. I'm jumping through hoops because of those two, and I'm tired of it. I have a chance to be a part of a team and make some real money, and they're getting in my way. Well, I'm not having it. I'm just not having it.
What do you suppose has gotten into her? Do you suppose we said something that made her mad?
Miss Allen, why are you going out to someone and not asking the same? And how come you didn't ask him to give him the same? So you ain't got no manners in the field, and that's the thing you're going that lady with you.
In all the days I do birth, ain't none of my own made me feel like you make me feel. Like I ain't fit to walk the earth. Like I should lay with the pigs and the hogs, eat what they eat and drink what they drink. I'm used to that from the master and his folk, but I ain't used to that from one of my own kind. Go ahead and run. Run away. Like we some kind of dream seeping in and out of the smell of Mrs. Chamber. Look at her. Think she better than us? Trying to be as good as the master. I am so tired of this just as good as anybody else talk. That is very, very tired. And not our problem today. Certainly not. Not mine. And let me tell you why. You see, I wake up in an antique slave bed, covered with Ralph Lauren bed linen. I ease out my Victoria's Secret nighties and shower. I scent my body with the fragrance of opium. I love the scent of opium. The tile throughout my house is terracotta pavers. And in my 12-foot deep walk-in closet is an assortment of Christian Dior, Perry Ellis, Ann Taylor, Ellen Tracy, Ralph Lauren, Calvin Klein, Armani, Guess, Nike, Kenneth Cole, Gucci, and Gap. I drive a black-on-black 745 BMW with a car phone, and I intend to buy the tri-level townhouse in which I live. Soon as I get rid of some of this American Express gold card, I don't leave home without it. So, I don't have to try. You see, because I style, I profile. And every day I know I'm just as good as anybody else.
Takes a lot of stuff to make you good as somebody else. All I need to know is wake up every morning and know that God is inside of me. You know what? You make me recall old Abe and Letty Bell Johnson. Sabrina, you remember old Abe and Letty Bell?
Yeah, they had their noses so far in the clouds, they could kiss the sky.
You see, they were fortunate enough to buy their freedom. And they had a fairly good master, and he let them use some land to grow some things on and keep the money. But those two old fools didn't do nothing but buy fine clothes and to parade around in front of us slaves, folks all around them in need, but they didn't care. They were free.
Yeah, they had their noses so far in the clouds, they could kiss the sky. They had a right to stick them up high. They got free, lived the good life with style and dignity.
Now, they may have had style, but they didn't have too much dignity. You don't dress dignity. Dignity dresses you. All I need to know that God is inside of me. You must not know God or you wouldn't need so much stuff.
God, I know God. I know he was looking the other way when we were brought here as the slaves. I mean, there was even a ship called Jesus. Where was he? At the helm?
How many times did we pray that slavery would be over? Hoping and praying and hoping that someday it would end. That our children's children would know that awful mess. That someday there would be a youth. And here you are free. But my do it all for you to deny us, for you to stomp and trample across the graves of our memories and spit in the face of our pain? It wasn't for that. We knew God. It was our faith in God that brought you through. Yeah.
Then why? Why us? Out of all the people on the face of the earth, why were we, scattered against our will, brought in ships all over the world, chained and naked, to be despised by every nationality on the face of the earth? What did we do to deserve that?
Oh, my child, how many times did we sit up thinking the same thing? Don't think we didn't. Don't think of us as happy-go-lucky fools without a care in the world.
And what did you come up with?
A jule, a fifi, a kili, biok.
The winds of the invisible realm carry the ancestors.
A jule, a lili, ki, fifi, bioki.
The winds of the earth carry the ancestors.
Iba, oya, alawa.
I respect the spirit of the wind, chief of the ancestors.
Owi, funny, nana, re.
I respect the spirit of the wind, the senior mother of Oya.
Oya, winnie, winnie.
May the spirit of the earth and the spirit of the invisible realm bring me good fortune.
Oya, winne, ajurane.
May the winds of the world be wondrous.
I don't understand.
He was in our land a long time before we changed our ways, went seeking after other things, forgetting the ways of our ancestors. But who knows? Things fall apart. God works in a mysterious way. Maybe we choose it. Maybe every man chooses his fate.
What?
Because he was in our hearts. And why, you ask, why? Because he was in our hearts, and we knew that there was a God.
I asked you why.
Because a long time ago, the God was here, and he was part of our spirit. And we knew that there was a God. There was no question about who God was. Well,
Excuse me.
Do you have trouble with your mate? Have trouble getting a date? You have no letters on arthritis or thralling? Have I got news for you? Your kids, holy oil elixir of health. That's right, GEORGE holy oil elixir of health. And it works in two ways. First, taken internally, it will whisk the body clean of all aches and pains. Second, used externally as a holy ointment, it will soothe soul, the body naturally heals itself. Now I hear the Valley promises out there chanting in their chorus, Reverend Jen, how much for this miracle? It can't be cheap. $5? No. $10? No. $50? No, no, and no. This miracle of modern technology is yours. Free. Not one big guy, not Reverend Jedediah W. Tompkins Tabernacle of the Holy Sepulchre here in Woodstown, Pennsylvania.
Y'all done come a long way. A long way. I expect that's pretty good. Always thought it might happen. Always knew y'all had it in you. Yes, yes. These are some strange times. Colorful. Sit right up here alongside the white. Ain't that again the law?
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
What good is it you? If white folk gotta sit with color.
Do you swear to tell the truth?
And I gotta take orders from you.
The whole truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
You the one that needs help from God by what you doing ain't Christian.
What are you talking about, Mr. Reeves?
You're pretending to be a judge. Why, you can't be no judge.
And why not?
Because you're colored. And a woman too. You know you ain't been in no school. You can't read. You can't write. Kiss my, why woman, I order.
Yes, you ought to, but I can't. Now, do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I'm a Christian man. I ain't trying to do the Christian thing.
Your answer now?
Yes. I swear to tell the truth. The whole truth and nothing but the God-given, absolutely white only, loving truth, so help me God.
Madam Prosecutor, take him.
State your name and occupation, please.
I was Jesse Reeves. I was a husband, a father, and a true patriarch.
You forgot slave owner. Can't be no true patriarch without owners of slaves. Mr. Reeves, could you explain to the courts what a patriarch is, please?
A patriarch is a big daddy, king of the land. Patriarchy is where the white man's word is law. Everybody gotta do what he says. White women, white children, animals, and other property.
Such as the defendants?
Mm-hmm.
Answer the question, yes or no.
Yes.
Mr. Reeves, did you know the defendants?
Indeed I did. They belonged to me at one time.
And what type of master would you say that you were?
Good, very good. I was honest, decent, and fair.
So you never mistreated your slaves?
I don't think it's possible to mistreat slaves.
Let me rephrase that question. Did you ever treat your slaves harshly?
Only when necessary. You see, I was a very wealthy landowner. Why, at one time, I owned me about 400 slaves.
Objection, Your Honor. I have information regarding documents that say he never had no more than 15 or 20 slaves.
Counselor, do you have these documents?
Not yet.
Well now, counsel, if you do not have the documents, it's inadmissible in court. Objection overruled.
Like I said, I had 1,500 slaves. African gold, that's what we call them, books. Of course, we realized that all the suffering liberals that the slave trade wasn't going to last. So came the necessity for American-born slaves. Breed, you know, making sure that the strongest buck got the strongest wench, that kind of thing. Now, some were more than willing, and others you had to force.
Miss May, did you ever have to force Miss May?
Never had to force her to do anything, because she was right for breed.
And Mammy?
Mammy could do anything. Why, you could have tied a wagon to her.
Mr. Reeves, Mammy and Louise is a freedom maid were such good slaves that you never had to treat them harshly?
Not even Crosswood. They love me.
Could you say that for me again, please?
Well, sure. Mammy Louise and Freedom May love me, and I love them. But I That woman took good care of me. You see, my mother died bringing me into the world, but Mammy was the only mother I ever knew. Yeah, she loved me. They both did, and that was the law.
The law?
Well, everybody knows that God made the white man to rule the world, to be the master race. And you must love and respect your rulers. Now, everybody knew that, except that bleeding-hearted abolitionists and other insurrectionists like Henry Thoreau and John Brown. Now, that was a foolish man.
You consider Henry Thoreau an insurrectionist?
Well, everybody did. Why, he and his kind let the buck take away our birthright.
How do you suppose one does that?
By raping our women. By placing their nasty, dirty seed inside her so she has some mulatto babies. I knew that's what they wanted to do. Well, I used to write articles for the newspaper warning folks against the beastly sexuality of the buck. That's uncontrollable desire to have our women. You gotta be pure white to get your birthright. We protect our women from him because she was the key to our longevity as rulers. So it was important that our slaves loved and respected us.
And Mary Louise is free to make, follow the law?
With every fiber of their soul. I was like a son to Mammy. See, my mother died doing childbirth, and well, Mammy was the only mother I ever knew. She loved me, and I loved her.
I think I have established my point of collaboration between the witness and the accused. I don't wish to speak with this witness any further.
Suit yourself, girlie, suit yourself.
Madam Defense, your witness.
Mammy Louise and Safrita May loved you. Is that what you want this court to believe?
I don't think I like your tone, missy.
Do you remember a young slave girl by the name of Etta?
No, I don't recall.
How about a runaway slave named Obadiah?
Obadiah. No Obadiah.
Let me refresh your memory, Mr. Richards. Miss May's sister's name was Etta.
That was a long time ago. I don't recall.
You sold Etta to a Woodrow Johnson in Virginia for $18.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I have right here bill of sale signed by you. Exhibit C, Your Honor. This is your signature, is it not?
No, she was sickly and I needed the money.
Then you do recall.
Vaguely.
Then do you vaguely recall Obadiah, Mammy's real son?
Oh, that Obadiah. Well, yes. I had to track him down.
Why?
Because he was away and tried to steal my property.
You mean Miss May's sister, Etta?
He shouldn't have tried to steal and run away. He made it worse for trying to run away. And she could have helped me.
You referring to Mammy? She could have helped you?
Right, but she didn't.
You're a loyal, loving, happy-go-lucky Mammy wouldn't help you. Is that what you're saying?
Answer the question, yes or no.
Yes.
What happened to the law, Mr. Red?
I guess she broke it.
And what did you do when Mammy broke your law, Mr. Red?
I gave her a chance to come to her senses. I questioned her like I did all my property.
So you questioned Mammy, is that correct?
Yes, I did.
And how did you question her?
I simply asked her to tell me where her thief of a son had gone, taking himself and my other property.
You expected her to tell you where Obadiah was to betray her son?
Betray him or betray me seemed like an easy choice. I asked her politely.
Politely?
Yes.
Oh, there was nothing polite about what you did, Mr. Reeves. Isn't it true that after Mammy refused to betray her son that you beat her?
I may have struck her a couple times.
A couple of times? You beat her for hours in the hot sun, sweat pouring from her and from you. The only mother you knew. You struck her
tired. I needed a cool drink. Some lemonade. Mammy always made the best lemonade. What you on my back for, girlie? I did what I was expected to do. See, Jesus was a white man, and that's what made it all right. To get to God, you gotta go through the white man. There ain't no other way. You can't get that going through them other saints and prophets. They weren't white. To get to God, you gotta go through the white man. The only man good enough to be the Son of God. Jesus, the white man. And that's what made it all right. That's what made it all right.
Your Honor, could we call a recess?
Counselor?
I have no idea what's going on here. Did you ever get so far out that you I just wanted to...
Sit down, Miss Pryor.
Your Honor, Miss May would like to take the stand.
All right. Remember, you're still under oath. Take the stand, please.
Miss May, you testified to enticing your master.
Yes, I did.
Why would you say such a thing?
Because it was true. But there are reasons for everything.
And what were your reasons?
I wanted to protect my sister.
Your sister?
Objection, Your Honor. The defense did not have a sister.
I did! I had many, but they...
Tell us about your sister.
She was sweet. Always trying to help somebody. And she was pretty. And it was not a good thing to be born a slave girl and to be pretty. You got no rest. But she wasn't just pretty. She was beautiful. But she was just a child. Only a baby. But he didn't care. He kept coming after her, night after night.
Who came after her?
Jesse. Jesse Reynolds. It would make me shake with anger. I couldn't stand it. But what could I do? Who could we tell? All I could do was take her place. I had to make him want me. So one night I told him that she was sick with fever and that he'd get it if he went near to her. But that didn't stop him. He went looking for her anyway. But I could hear her. So I told him that she was with Auntie gathering herbs and things until the fever broke. So I had my chance with him. Drunk and stinking. And I made the best out of it. I did things with that man that, well, it was different from the way he was used to taking us. Like we was cattle. I'd set out to make sure that he'd want me again. So that she would be free. And I did. I did. But there was a flood that summer. Crops was destroyed. And he needed the money. There was rumor of a sale. He promised that he wasn't going to sell us. But before the month was out, I heard that she would be gone. He said he didn't need her. He had me. I was better, more willing. So Obadiah took Etta and ran. I was supposed to come later. All they had to do was get across the river. And they'd be free. But they never made it.
What did you do then? Miss May, what did you do then? Miss May, would you put your hair away from your face? I know it's hard, but it's crucial to our case. How did you get that scar?
Go ahead and tell him, baby.
Would the defense refrain from any outbursts, please?
I was just trying to help the girl. Can't you see she's in trouble?
I can see that, but please refrain from any further outbursts.
Sabrina, where did you get that scar?
She and Obadiah, they was both gone. But he was still alive and he kept coming after me.
The scar. Where did you get the scar?
I was going mad. I didn't know what I was doing. But you see, there were stories and things going around on the plantation about the old country. You know, Africa. And there was one story that I remembered well from childhood about a young, beautiful African woman who stretched her lips with plates so that she would appear ugly to the white man and wouldn't be taken across the sea. I felt like her. So I burned my face with a torch, hoping he would stay away from me.
Thank you. No further questions.
He was our father.
Excuse me?
was our father.
Your father?
She looked like him. And I guess I bore resemblance too.
I'm sorry. No further questions.
You may step down, Miss May. You may step down.
Sabrina. Chin up. Take a good look, Miss Victoria. There goes nobility. No fancy things, no perfect speech. Just a woman striving for dignity in the midst of disgrace. That's what you learn from your past. The quest of the spirit for dignity in the midst of disgrace.
Mammy, I'm sorry, but you're out of order. If you wish to testify, would you please take a stand? Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I reckon.
The witness will answer with a yes or a no.
I respect you because you're the judge. I never thought I would live to see the day. Well, I guess I didn't. A black woman, a judge. Yeah, I respect you because you deserve to be respected.
Well, the court will accept an I reckon as a yes. Counselor, proceed, please.
With all due respect to everyone, Your Honor, may I be permitted to cross-examine the witness?
Yes, you may.
Thank you, Your Honor. In your first movie,
I ain't never been in no movie.
I beg to differ with you.
You can beg all you want to. I ain't never been in no movie, and you can't change a leopard's spots to stripes.
Your Honor, I beg the court's indulgence here.
Doing a mighty lot of begging today. It just don't seem right to me, if you know what I mean.
Lights, please. Isn't this you in Pinky?
No,
And here again in Gone with the Wind?
no,
Oh, look, you followed us into the 20th century and give me a break.
you're mistaken. But that Nell Carter sure has a good voice, doesn't she?
May I remind you that your lies and trickery will not be tolerated here? You were these images in these movies, now weren't you? Answer the question. Weren't you? Answer the question.
Objection, Your Honor. The prosecution is badgering the witness.
I'm merely trying to get a truthful answer from the witness.
You're trying to get a yes answer from the witness. And if you did, this trial would be over.
Well, I contend she is lying.
That has to be proved.
The witness has answered your question. Can you prove that she is lying?
Well, these pictures are proof in and of themselves. I mean, all of the world accepts them as proof.
And that's the problem. What the world accepts ain't necessarily the truth.
All right.
Well, we do have to have standards. I mean, we do have to have a way of keeping things in perspective.
You talk good, but you and that girl over there are confused. Do you really want to know the truth? Can you stand it if I shatter your comfortable mess? I ain't no Gone with the Wind man. My master and his family didn't live to be a ripe old age. because I had walked with pain and sorrow too long. And I knew that they had left embers smoldering, and they burst into a smoke-filled madness that clouded my heart, and it couldn't get the word of God through because I was human, and I had seen so many things inhumane. I killed them. I murdered my master and his family, the ones that had kept us in such cruel service. Me, a God-fearing woman, driven to kill. Every time I closed my eyes, I could hear the screams of the only man I loved, begging for mercy as he was buried alive. On the back of my eyelids, I could see my son, Obadiah, the only son I was ever able to raise, tied to a stake. As the master cut off his toes, then his feet, cut off his fingers, and then his whole hands. I could hear the screams of my daughters begging for their mother, but I couldn't go to them. I didn't know where they were. Yes, I poisoned them. I made no excuses. I bear the burden. I bear the burden of guilt that I took lives as if I were God. Now, have you seen anything like me in Pinky? Well, have you? Have you? No, not me. Because I ain't never been in no motion picture because my story has never been told. All right.
Counselors, I will hear your submissions.
We have heard a great deal of testimony. The plight of Miss Dyer on her job, the treachery of a slave master sanctioned by his interpretation of religion, and moving depictions of life events that should lead you to believe that these women had nothing to do with the images they are associated with. But what is all the confusion? Black poverty, gangs, race hatred, job discrimination, clutch purses in the elevator, white supremacist and black supremacist ideas? Is it the legacy of slavery? I think so. I say that legacy is very much alive. But why does it still live? Because we have learned nothing. Slavery should be an example for the world. It is the greatest example of what happens when one inhumanely enslaves, degrades, and demoralizes a people all for profit. Teaching the world that these people must be evil and different and so deserving of their ill treatment. How do we change that? How do we as a people and we as a nation heal? Do we ignore these women? Do we laugh at them and feel safe? Or do we tell their stories, their true life stories, and remember what happened here? Invoking the spirit of that ancestor upon whose shoulders many stand in order to progress. It is ignorant to blame the victim for his or her own victimization, as the batterer cannot blame the battered, and the enslaver cannot blame the enslaved. These women cannot be held responsible for creating an image that has no intention of dignifying the reality of their lives. That's preposterous. So you, the jury, must render a not guilty.
Slavery happened. It's unfortunate. But we have to get over it. And I think that we have. I think to reinstitute these images into the mainstream will not only set us back, but pull the scabs off the wounds that are trying to heal. Yes, we still have race problems. Yes, the legacy of slavery is still alive. But I contend, any mention of slavery is an embarrassment and an impediment to our progress. And I personally, I don't want to open that era. And I don't want to, I don't want to examine it. I mean, I just don't want it seeping into my present. Because even given the truth of these women's lives, I see no possibility of America telling it from the perspective of the enslaved. And if not told from their perspective, the story will always co-opt and always show us with images that are less than ideal. So, let's just forget it ever happened. Bury it. Render a guilty verdict and let the past die. Liberate the present and ensure the future. Thank you.
As the jury, you are asked to only consider the facts. Your sentiment, pro or con, have no merit here. You are asked to decide whether these women are guilty of creating negative images about African American women. The court will take a short recess.
Your Honor, I have to withdraw my accusations.
It's highly irregular, Mr. Ryder. Counselors?
Then, could I speak for a moment, please?
Go ahead, Mr. Ryder, make it short.
It's my spirit thereafter at the office. Thereafter, my spirit. I had this dream. I'm standing in a circle, my hands out as if I'm on the cross, and I have to balance the left with the right, the top with the bottom. And I can't do it. I just can't do it. But the warriors come to help me. They come with this pounding. And I hear the voices as I walk the halls at the office. I hear them crying out to me. And I feel I have a chance, but I'm afraid. I want to be open and say yes, but instead I stand at the shoreline watching my casket float out to sea as these same warriors come into my bedroom and eulogize me. But no one knows who I am, even though they look upon my face. And I gasp for air, but
There is no air, only voices.
I hear them, the sounds that hollow eyes make, staring in a dark, forbidden castle, wondering why, how, what horror has come upon us.
The point of no return.
I hear the sweat of bodies, packed tight, stacked one upon the other.
No room to turn, no air to breathe.
Waste seeps into my mouth. Up for air, she jumps, giving birth, throwing the child into the sea.
No room to turn, no air to breathe.
Dare we remember? And what do we do with the pain and the anger in the 20th century?
Let it rest.
I'm told. All around me wants to forget. So laugh when Aunt Jemima flips pancakes. Because what the hell is an African American anyway? Can those two be one? Peacefully? Peacefully. Peacefully. The world should remember. This nation should remember. But if not, then I must remember. I will remember. I remember the Glorin, the Caroline, the Charles, the Adelaide, the Boamarte, the Diana,
the Elise, the Lord Harry, the new Tyree, the Cabinda,
I will remember.
the Inbus,
I remember.
the Miranda,
I will remember.
the Cambia,
I will remember also.
the Pongus, the Calf, the River Volta slave ship,
I will remember.
the Coraline,
I remember.
the Moon Tavern,
I'll remember.
the Polly of Wallaford, the Kitty's Amelia,
I will remember.
the Britannia,
I remember.
the Comet,
I
the
will
Molly,
remember. I will remember.
the Ruby,
I will remember.
the Alexander Bristol,
I'll remember.
the Little, the Eagle Galley, the Marquise O'Granby,
I remember.
the Henry of London slave ship,
I remember.
the Elizabeth, the Ferris,
I'll remember.
the Catherine carrying 25,000 Africans,
I will remember.
the Enterprise, the Mary Brown,
I'll remember.
the Rainbow,
I remember.
the Phoenix,
I will remember.
the Carter,
I will remember.
the Hector, the Claytor, the Navigate,
I remember.
the Mogul, the Agent Colker,
I remember.
the Jeffrey, the Slayer sloop slave ship,
I will remember.
the Larboard,
I'll remember.
the Mediterranean,
I will remember.
the Hannibal of London, the Little Fleet,
I will remember.
the Green Dragon,
I will remember.
the Pinnace Swallow, the Bark Tiger, the Solomon,
I'll remember.
the Jesus,
I remember.
the Mercy, the Napoleon, the Fancy Butler American slave ship,
I will remember.
the Venus from Philadelphia, the Aguila,
I remember.
the Brigantine Sanderson slave ship,
I will remember.
the Leon, the Anne owned by the U.S. Senate,
I will
remember.
remember.
the Desire, the Tartar, the Nancy of Charleston, the Martha, the Saratoga, the Sunny South slave ship, the Williamsburg,
I remember.
the Salem, the Alabama,
I remember.
the Wanderer,
I will
the
remember.
Mortician,
I will remember.
the Thomas Watson, the Surf,
I will remember.
the Gagway, the stiff breeze, the miser, the Rebecca,
I'll remember.
the Faulkner,
I will remember.
the